Hey people, Indrid here, PvP3 Faction War this is, my grid is ill, and Tyranids versus Chaos. For the blue Tyranid team, Mostafa with a Ravener Alpha, a tunneling hero with greater mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support begins with a ranged weapon, there he is. Alongside, Zzeraf with a Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist, infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense, and a bit of support rounding off the team, the Tenso as a Hive Tyrant. A durable hero walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Vazquez. Red Chaos, Leonus is a plague champion, starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair. Alongside is Deimos with a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects, cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. I see Deimos around the Elite mod development Discord, so I assume they're doing some cool stuff for the mod. Not sure exactly what it is, but big thanks to Deimos for helping out. Rounding off the teams is SchmusOperator with a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. Alpha Legion elite scheme, it looks like. Picking off towards the mid. There is a contested victory point here. Looks like it's going to turn red for Chaos. And the naturals are in opposite corners, which is just north and south on this map. So I guess not technically corners. Lictor Alpha in amongst a whole host of heretics there. Sorcerer also on him. One of those heretics gets consumed. Yeah, I think the Lictor Alpha flesh hooked the Sorcerer and then ran there. That was a bit weird. He seemed to be running and then do the flesh hook while retreating for a second. Chaos Lord smashing through some termagants. Big push from Chaos early on. Two aggressive front-footed factions. Always fun to see them clash. And yeah, the prevalence of heretics really helped out there. If they just had single CSMs, would have been a lot harder, I think. Leonus went double CSM with some Nurgle worship behind some heavy cover. Good luck with that Ravener Alpha, who needs to leave. And they're pushing through onto the power here, Leonus, with double CSM. Heretic support. Not sure where the Plague Champion is, or he's off capping things. Forward capping a wreck point. Chaos Lord versus Hive Tyrant, the two heavyweights going at it. Not sure who wins that fight by default. It might depend on how much damage the Chaos Lord... Oh, down he goes. How much damage the Chaos Lord can do with their sidearm before they close for melee. Hive Tyrant has more hit points, but the Chaos Lord does have a power weapon. I don't think it's only 26 DPS though. I think the Hive Tyrant's melee weapon is quite high DPS. It's probably quite a close fight. I wonder who wins that though. Just default level 1 heroes with no war gear. Gotta remember kill the weak, of course, as well. Although it would only hit one model, it would heal him a little bit. Lictor Alpha with the pheromone. Former Gaunts running in. Flesh hooking the aspiring champion of those heretics there. And they are getting torn up. That is a die last leader. So if you focus all your damage on the aspiring champion, all the other heretics will die. Especially if you can isolate them with a flesh hook like that. Just chew them up while they're on the ground. Two aspiring champion heretics here for SchmusOperator. 479 to 499. Central VP still red. Here is the southern natural for the Tyranids and a northern natural for the Chaos fellas. Tunnel coming up in the northwest corner. Contested power is here. Grenade launcher heretics are here though, and they're getting their aspiring champion. I think there was talk of removing the bolt gun from the aspiring champion when they've got grenade launchers. I quite like it there, but I'm not sure how other people feel about it. I hope they keep it. I thought it was a cool change. Did get nerfed quite a lot in the latest round of updates, I think. Warrior Brood on them, tearing them apart. These guys have power melee claws, and they leap on you, disrupting you in combat. Also provide their own basic synapse to nearby Tyranids, but they ran into too much stuff there. Not sure why they pushed so hard there, Mostafa. Maybe trying to create space for this decap, I suppose. And they get it. Need to run though. I think they'll be alright. Damage over time from the Plague Champion really helps kill retreating single entities like that, because it all stacks up on that one model. Flesh hook on the Noise Marines. Bad place to be. There's Cacophony though. And it seems like Cacophony just originates from a arbitrary location. Didn't seem to be coming from any of the models there. That was strange. I wonder how that works exactly. It seemed to be coming from where that Sonic Blaster model was located before they were flesh hooked. Maybe they triggered it just before they got hooked, and that's why. Because I would have thought it would trigger from one of the models. Awesome special attack then from Vasquez, the Hive Tyrant, and they do get away. They have improved Synapse. I think they do a lot of work here with Rending Talons, with all these melee heretics around. How many do we have? We have 2 aspiring champions, 1 from Leonus, and 2 from Shmus. Yeah, there's like 4 aspiring champion melee heretic squads. Rending Talons could do huge amounts of work. Double Termagants with Toxin Sacks will help control those melee heretics. There's some Corn Worship though. Deimos got more Chaos Space Marines up at the end of Tier 1. And they've gone Tier 2. Mostafa already there. And I guess they lost a bunch of stuff along the way. Venom Brood is coming. Maybe with those Death Spitters. Inferno PvP damage, anti-infantry weapons they can get now. Power Bashing. They've been good about getting on the power every time they push off here. Chaos. What's going on over here? Oh. Sigil of the Rift. I thought there can't be Bloodletters teleporting in already. Just some Chaos Sorcerer shenanigans going on. Deimos may have pushed a bit too far because Leonus backed off a bit there. Also, SchmusOperator backed off a bit. Yeah, they left their heretics in a bit too far and those CSM in a bit too far. It's a very delicate balance when you're pushing on power like this. Not to overextend, but also keep the pressure up. Some Synapse backlashes going off. These warriors down to a single model on low hit points. Zzeraf needs to be careful. I'm not sure if this is Zzeraf under a different name or a whole other player entirely. I have no idea. Usually I can peek in the Steam profile and see their previous names, but nope, no previous names for this person, whoever it is. Lictor Alpha is down. Zzeraf asking for a revive. Heretics. I think that was worth dipping through there onto those Termagants, but they are forced off. Chaos Lord. Surely let the Galaxy Burn coming up in Tier 2. They got Bloodletters on the way. Bloodletters are typically pretty awesome against Tyranids. They don't have vehicle armor in Tier 2, aside from a specific form of the Tyrant Guard when they're using a specific ability. So Bloodletters can tear through stuff incredibly well, especially Warrior Broods with their heavy infantry armor, and Venom Broods, of course. Mostafa with double Death Spitters, and these were buffed up to 26. I think it was 24 DPS before, or 22 or something. They seem pretty cool. Haven't seen too much of them since they were buffed, actually. There's some Corn Worship. Bloodletters are, of course, demons, so they get health and energy regeneration when under worship, not to mention the +2 speed of this Corn Worship here. Huge amounts of power melee DPS. They can teleport and phase out of existence to avoid damage. Some Spore Mines going off. Not sure how much damage over time the Spore Mines actually do. It doesn't seem like a huge amount, but I guess it helps. Does it do a little bit on detonation as well? It seemed like it there. I think it does a little bit of damage on detonation too. Who remembers the old Spore Mines where you had that long wind up for a massive explosion, and players got very, very good at using those on retreat to wipe squads? And I think it was actually, was it retail where they were removed, or was that an early elite mod change? I don't even remember anymore. Chaos Sorcerer level 3. Doom Bolts, beautiful shot into a whole bunch of stuff there. Didn't kill a model, but did a lot of damage to a lot of individual models there. Some Corn Worship. Lictor Alpha still down. Bloodletter's nice and healthy. Got the CSM Aspiring Champion. Double Heretics here. What is this? Venom Brood. 327 to 452. It is indeed a Venom Brood, pulled in by Zzeraf. instantly under huge amounts of pressure. I don't know what I dropped them there for disruption. That was a very strange place to drop them. Looks like they're able to get away. Anything yet for Vasquez, the Hive Tyrant, in their melee slot? Nope. Chaos Lord in amongst a bunch of warriors trying to kill models for backlash. And there is Let the Galaxy Burn from Armor of the Inferno. Chaos able to rebuff the push. Hive Tyrant still in play, but needs to be careful. Yeah, backs off. They need frontline units, the Tyranid fellas. They need Tyrant Guards or Gene Stealers or something. Something that can pile in and survive a bit. Gene Stealers are relatively decent survivability once they're in melee because they have that heal on hit. They're one of those squads that, because they're so dangerous, they just get focused immediately in a 3v3. On the power again, a Chaos. They're Tenso with double warriors with adrenal glands, which is interesting. Not something you see very often. You have 3 Death Spitter Venom Broods, one with the Venom Cannon still from Zzeraf. Got all the gens. And now we have a Chaos Dreadnought for SchmusOperator. Can teleport that thing around with Warp and help it out. I haven't even really been paying attention to the flanks of the map. There's just constant 2v2 fights in the mid. But there is action going on in the northwest. Let's have a little peek, shall we? There's Tyranids pushing through against Leonus. They are going to at least decap this. They should be splitting and decapping this as well. Unless they really want the power. I think they're going through to the power here. Chaos Lord in retreat. Some more heretics joining the front. Tyranids break out from the power push. Looks like the Dreadnought has got away. So I guess, yeah, Zzeraf will keep the Venom cannons up if they know there's a Dreadnought about. I'm thinking Deimos and SchmusOperator will be looking for their tier 3s now. Yep, there's tier 3 from Deimos. Deimos? Not sure I meant to say it. Venom Brood number 5 for the Tyranids on the way for the Tenso. Bloodletters have been a menace. Hormagaunts in on them. They do have those toxin sacks to help keep control of them, of course. There's that Corn Worship. Bloodletters phasing out and then retreat. Hormagaunts did really well there, holding them up and doing some good damage. 8 models versus 4. Did some good work. Warrior Brood do have adrenal glands, which means heavy melee. Does it tell me DPS here? 30 DPS heavy melee, not bad. Here come heretics though. Yeah, they don't really want to fight the Dreadnought. Even if it's not a melee Dreadnought, they still do plenty of damage. There's some Thorax Swarm Electroshock grubs going in. Deimos almost tier 3. Not sure if they've queued anything up. They have plenty of red, so they could wait for some Terminators here. Let the Galaxy burn. Decent hits. Has to run afterwards though. Chaos keeping up the pressure through the mid. Let's go and check the northwest quickly, shall we? Plague Champion, fully kitted, Plague Fist, Armor of Pestilence, Mucus. Just did a Noxious Cloud there, and they are pushing through. Back to the mid though. Big Chaos push. Dreadnought is taking some hits. Really grown on me, this Dreadnought, this default Chaos Dreadnought. I used to talk crap about it quite a lot, but I think the minor melee resistance really helps it out. Also, they buff the underslung twin-linked heavy bolter a bit, or combi bolter, or whatever it is. It's going back to the front though. It doesn't want to do that. It got warped out, and it goes down. Big mistake there from SchmusOperator. Warped it out to safety, and I guess it still had its last attack command in its head and just went back in. Bloodletters phase out and get away. Yeah, I think more Bloodletters would have been amazing. They only got one up, the red team. SchmusOperator going for that Dreadnought instead. They are now getting Bloodletters, but it's delayed their teching up aspirations. Meanwhile, got some Nurgle Worship We've got some Marco Zinc CSM. They are getting torn up though by the Venom Brood. Holy crap. Almost went down. If it wasn't for that Nurgle worship, I don't think they would have escaped there. That was awesome DPS, of course, alongside the Ravener Alpha, who has 43 plasma DPS on this Corrosive Devourer. And they're getting Synapse Aura buffed. You can see the purple Synapse on these guys. That was huge damage output on those CSM. They're going to have big problems standing and shooting now. Leonus might need to use Pestilent Strike defensively on those guys. That will help them stand and shoot. Imperial Abyss from Deimos. So I guess we're not going to see Terminators anytime soon. They're getting the Chaos Predator up. And the Imperial Abyss didn't seem to do much. For those wondering, that's Imperial as in E-M-P-Y-R-E-A-L. It's very difficult to say that word and not have it sound like Imperial. Imperial? I don't know. It's hard to do. Chaos Lord, level 3 now. I'm hoping we see them grab their claws and stuff and get stuck into some heavy infantry, but they wanted that tank up, and here it is. No mark on it yet. Sorcerer almost falls, does have the Robes of Torment. Oh no. SchmusOperator loses their Bloodletters. Maybe they could have warped them out there, because you can warp to a retreating Sorcerer, I believe. Vasquez is down, by the way. Rezing says Zzeraf, so they're going for the revive in the mid. And maybe they'll get it. Oh, there's a tank here now. 1-4 mark of Nurgle has Deimos. Makes it a very tough but slow tank with health regen, huge hit points, and melee resistance. Get damage over time bolt guns on it, and also a damage over time muck autocannon thing. There it is. A blight autocannon? What should we call that thing? I'm not sure what it's called in the files. Slaughter Chaos Space Marines drawing melee weapons there to tie up the Venom Brood. Nicely done. Parano formation. Big hit on the tank. One of the other ones hit it as well. Very close to getting finished off by the Tyranid formation. Global nuke for the Tyranids. Neurothrope in tier 3 here for Zzeraf. And there is that very dangerous Ravener Alpha. Here comes the Plague Champion. Where's he going? Going straight for the Venom, for the Neurothrope. I thought they'd go for the Venom Brood, but I guess not. There's the Pestilent Strike. 90% damage resist. Very nice ability. Also that stun. 1-1-2 to 3-4-3. Sorcerer is going to get revived here by the friendly neighborhood Chaos Lord. Almost gets level 5 out of it. Sorcerer almost got back into huge amounts of trouble there. Heretics. Oh, that Doom Blast was a bit early, fellas. What's this? It's the Ravener Alpha getting a decap. They've got a tunnel up in this northwest corner. Very hard to spot. Like floating rocks going on over here. Yeah. It's a cool map. Ravener Alpha gets away with the decap. Chaos now need to spend time retaking it. We have Psychic Scream, and we do indeed have Rending Talons for Vasquez, the Hive Tyrant. Big fight brewing in the mid here. Tank joining the fray, some Corn Worship, some CSM, a whole horde of Tyranids. Those Doom Blasts really helping out. A Doom Blast and run in there. Not sure what those CSM are up to. But a bit too far forward, fellas. Lictor Alpha is on them. Not sure what war gear the Lictor Alpha has. We need to check in a second. Here comes the Galaxy Burn. Some decent hits. The CSM do get away. Tank took a beating as well. Here comes a bunch more Tyranids. On that Chaos Lord now. Look at the damage. He's got his Lightning Claws though, which I like. Goes down. Does not make it out. There's a Dark Flames from the Sorcerer. Chaos Lord is level 5. We have a Scything Talons Lictor Alpha. 81 power melee DPS with that knockback scythe. Also suppresses. Adrenal Glands is up. And of course the Pheromone. There's a Paroxysm from Neurothrope. Damage over time, psychic damage, percentage based. So very effective against high health models like Terminators, especially since they are super heavy infantry and take extra from psychic damage. Throwing off formation again, aiming for a tank. This is Leonus's tank. Almost goes down, very nearly. Carnifex is so far forward with a Stranglethorn cannon here. I think it's going to be okay, or maybe not. Terminator's in retreat path with auto cannon. These are SchmusOperator's Terminators. Triple cap for Tyranids. It was a really good push from them, really good. Swarm Lord on the way, says Zzeraf. Are the tanks getting repairs? They are. No mark yet for Leonus's. They might go mark of Zinch to hunt that Carnifex down. What are you fighting? Oh, Ripper's in there. Looked like those heretics are fighting each other for a second. Pawn Worship, Sigil of the Rift on those Termagants to displace them. And they get the kill out of it, I think. Yes, they do. Heretics doing some really good work. They might have to retreat soon, though. Warrior Brood also retreat. Warrior Brood pushing through into melee on the tank. And there is a paroxysm. Paroxysm, by the way, is a medical term. I believe it means like the sudden onset of symptoms or something like that. Which is a cool name for a nasty Tyranid thing. Chaos Predator on the way now for SchmusOperator. Swarm Lord is on the field and more Carnifex is coming. Gonna be a big meat grinder at the end, I think. Chaos fella looking after their VP. And they just saw these Tyranids come from this direction, so maybe they think there's a tunnel there now. I mean, it's not infiltrated or anything like a webway, so once you see it, you take it out. There we go. Down goes the tunnel. Bad timing to use it, I guess. Here's the Swarm Lord, super unit for Tyranids. Powerful melee combatant that provides a speed and reinforcement synapse to nearby Tyranids, so he's a pretty awesome dude. And he's got all the bone swords. He just took them all. Just chasing tanks into base, apparently. Can use the Leech Essence to heal off all this infantry. There's the Blade Flurry. Look at that. That's so satisfying to use. Huge damage and huge knockback strength. Is it going to get away, though? The Nurgle tank isn't that great at taking down large targets, because the damage over time is only piercing. Yeah. I think the damage over time is only piercing damage. So you lose... Oh, it's flame damage. It's flame damage, so it's not going to do much to vehicles. You lose some of the upfront explosive DPS to get that flame. That flamey gunk. It's just a damage type. It's not actually flames. Just stinky Nurgle stuff, you know. All good. There's a paroxysm in there. Swarm Lord is incredibly low. Plague Champion went after him, tried to finish him off, but it didn't work out for him. Plague Champion went down. Swarm Lord needs to flee. Down goes the tank. Some important kills for Tyranids, and look at the armies now. Tyranids with a double cap and huge armies on the field. All the tanks are gone. There is a big old Imperial Abyss from Deimos again. That was a really good one. Almost got that Carnifex. Almost got the Neurothroat. Huge pressure for Tyranids though, all the way into base almost. Carnifex is marching forward. Is that double Stranglethorn? That is double Stranglethorn. That is nasty. Yeah, I think the Chaos fellas are done for. Triple cap. No way they can get back into this. The tanks just didn't pay off in the end. Tanks didn't pay off. More Terminators, maybe more Havocs and stuff as well. So it's a really strong start from Chaos. But once the Carnifexes came up, they dealt with the tanks and just didn't have time to recover after that. Let's look at his heroes, hey. Level 5 Ravener Alpha. There's double Death Spitted Venom Brood fellas. Level 5 Lictor Alpha. Hive Tyrant Vasquez, also level 5. 5s all round for those fellas. Level 5 Plague Champion. Down at the end. Chaos Lord level 5. Everyone's level 5, but level 5 Sorcerer as well. I don't think I spotted Robes of Torment being used. Chains of Torment. Must have been, though. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Big thanks to these players for playing a faction war, and of course the Tenso for running these games. I'll see you guys next time.